Good morning. Wow, I feel so not bloated, like bloated in my face today. But time to make one of my favorite breakfasts.
One of my go-tos, which is chia pudding with about 4 tablespoons of chia seeds and silent cinnamon, mixing those two together.
I'm actually gonna add a teaspoon of acai because that gives some additional fiber and also a super nice taste.
Next, I add about 1 cup of almond milk and then blend it together until the chia seeds are completely soaked, and I'm just letting it stand for a few minutes. For the toppings, I got a papaya, which was super expensive, but I hope worth it. I'm cutting it into small pieces, removing all the seeds, then checking on a chia pudding, which has the perfect consistency now. If you find your pudding is still too watery, you can add a bit more chia seeds. And then adding 2 big tablespoons of full-fat Greek yogurt, the papaya, and as always, of course, some nut butter, taking 2 big teaspoons. And for some extra crunch, I'm adding a few walnuts. And ta-da! Definitely one of my absolute favorite breakfast creations ever. Let's make an iced coffee. I'm not drinking coffee every day. I actually try to keep it to only maybe like once or twice a week, because I can definitely feel that it sometimes makes me a bit jittery or even anxious, especially if I have it on an empty stomach, which I stopped, so I don't do that anymore. But I really love coffee, so I treat myself to it now and then.
I spent my whole morning teaching. I'm dying to eat lunch, and I bought this waffle maker. It just arrived from Amazon. I'm gonna link it for you down below. And I want to make healthy spinach waffles. First, I'm gonna clean these plates.
For the waffle dough, we need a handful of fresh baby spinach, 2 eggs, 3 big tablespoons of oat flour. I made this myself by just blending oats, but you can use any flour you like. I, for example, also really love to use almond or chickpea flour. And then I add a huge tablespoon of cottage cheese, a little bit of salt, and blending it all together. When I'm frying or heating up something, I currently always use avocado oil, and I love this spray bottle. I think it's so convenient, and it just really helps to not use overly much oil.
Exciting! I have no idea how long it needs to be in there, but I'm gonna check in like 3 minutes or so. Oh my god, this tastes so nice. I really love it, but you know what? I think I want to add a little bit additional cottage cheese on top, just so that it's a bit more creamy. Just a spoon on top of each of them. This is a super high protein and super delicious dish. I'm so happy I tried this. For dinner, I'm gonna make one of my current favorite dishes, which is healthy fajitas. I love fajitas so much because I think it's just so fun when you're eating and you put different things together and do it yourself. So yeah, this is gonna be a healthy version, and yeah, can't wait to show you. I'm gonna start by cutting some onions and bell pepper. If you've been watching my videos, you know The apple cider vinegar hack, I always have it, usually before dinner. So I would have about 1 or like 2, like almost 2 tablespoons. And then I top it up with sparkling water. And don't forget the glass straw. And I try to drink it about 30 minutes before I eat. It has been shown to reduce your glucose spike for up to 30%. So it's really one of the best hacks to do.
Next, I'm chopping 2 small cucumbers and 1 celery stick into really small pieces and then mix them together with about 2 big tablespoons of Greek yogurt, mixing it well, adding some salt and pepper to create some kind of crunchy dip. Over to make some meat, I'm using grass-fed organic minced beef, frying it in a pan, and I love to add some bouillon to give it some extra flavor and taste. I think what would also be really nice to add is some paprika powder. I didn't have that, but I think that would be nice. But yeah, just frying it very well until it's nice and golden, and then adding it to the onions and the paprika and mixing it together, adding some salt and pepper, and just letting it stand for a few minutes. Of course, we need to make some guacamole, so I'm taking a handful of cherry tomatoes and cut them into very small pieces. Then I take 1 whole avocado and mash it in a bowl until it's really soft. Then squeezing half a lemon into the avocado, adding a bit of salt and pepper, and then putting all the tomatoes into the mix, and lastly adding 1 tablespoon of Greek yogurt.
I'm gonna use these spelt wraps. I really like that they don't have any added sugar or anything, because most of the like tortilla wraps that you can buy in the supermarket always have added sugar, and we want to avoid the sugar. They are also super thin, which I like.
Time to eat. I'm first adding the cucumber dip, then some baby spinach, the meat paprika mix, lots of guacamole, and then also some mozzarella cheese. And here we are. Oh my god, really one of my current favorite dishes.
How do you like it?
I love it.
The only right answer. Let's taste it. Honestly, this is so good. I can't wait for you to try it. If you do try, definitely let me know.
For a little after dinner snack, I'm having another wrap with peanut butter, strawberries, and Greek yogurt, and I swear to you, this is the best combination ever.
Happy Saturday! I am in total waffle fever now, because those waffles we made yesterday just were so nice. So I decided for breakfast today I'm gonna make banana bread waffles, and I think they're gonna be insane. Here are the ingredients, starting with the dough. Step number 1, mashing a banana. Next we add 4 eggs. Then we have about 6 tablespoons of self-made oat flour, but you can use any flour you like. 2 huge tablespoons of cottage cheese. A lot of cinnamon. 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. Mixing it thoroughly. Last thing I'm gonna add is dark chocolate. I used the 99% one. The darker, just always the better, so that we don't have any sugar in our breakfast. And I use in total probably like 30 grams. And just breaking them into super small pieces. Let's see how those waffles are doing. Oh wow. Okay, I think they could need a little bit more. Oh my god, this turned out even better than I thought it would. Oh my god, this is officially the best breakfast I've ever made. Timing today is completely off because breakfast was so late that I didn't have lunch, so I'm super hungry now. It's 5:30, so we decided to just have an early dinner and order some food. Weekends are for pizza, so that's what we're having. But I really love when having takeaway to also still have a little bit of healthy things with it. So I'm gonna make a salad to have on the side, but I quickly have to go to the supermarket to buy a few things. I'm gonna make the world's easiest salad. Just bought like mixed leaves and then 2 burratas because I'm not willing to share because I love burrata. And then I'm gonna chop some cherry tomatoes. Somewhere on the couch. Instead of drinking the apple cider, I'm gonna add it as a dressing onto the salad, which is just as good basically. Oh my god, it's burrata with truffle. I didn't even realize that. I could just smell it right now. That's amazing. Let's add a little bit of olive oil. And I know a typical thing to add would be the balsamic cream, which also makes it look so nice, but those balsamico creams are unfortunately really filled with sugar, so. The pizza is here, but somehow it's 3. Okay, I think that's a margarita. That's a marinara, that's what I wanted. That's pizza bread. Yeah, I think we just got additional pizza bread. Okay, this is actually my dream dinner, these foods. Good morning from the supermarket. I am about to make bagels today. I just decided that. So I got all the ingredients. The only thing I'm missing is bagel seeds, you know, the ones to put on top. But I don't think they have that. I only saw, only sesame seeds, but well, that will have to do. Back home with all my groceries. I got all the ingredients. I need to clean the kitchen, but yeah. This seems to be so easy. It sounded super easy from the recipe I found. So let's see if this is gonna work. Okay, setting everything up. I first really need to clean the kitchen a little bit. We don't have a dishwasher here, which is really just horrible. So just, washing everything by hand. Okay, let's get started.
So as I said, the recipe is super easy. You only need basically 3 ingredients. First, we need 1 cup of flour. I'm using spelt flour. Then 1 cup of Greek yogurt, putting those 2 together. And then also 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And I'm mixing those and going in with your hands. But I realized pretty quickly that the measurements were not really working. So it was way too moist, so I needed to add much more flour. I think in total I probably added minimum 1 more cup of flour. So from my experience, it takes 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then it actually really makes the perfect dough. So now it's nice and thick, and we're just gonna let it stand for a moment and crack 1 egg, separating the yolk from the egg white. We're gonna keep the egg white for later. Then we add just a splash of water to the yolk and mix it. Next, we're gonna put parchment paper on a baking tray and start forming the dough into the bagels. Last step is to take the egg yolk and pour it over the bagels, and then add the sesame seeds on top and placing the whole thing into the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. For the filling or topping of the bagel, I'm making some scrambled eggs using 2 eggs plus the egg white. And then actually the bagels are ready and they are nicely golden and so crispy, just perfect. I'm gonna take one and just cut it in half. And I take about 2 tablespoons of cottage cheese on top. I think cream cheese would have been even nicer, but I didn't have that. Then adding the scrambled egg, I cut some cherry tomatoes in half, and also some avocado, about 1/3 of an avocado, and baby spinach, and that's it. I have to say, for the first time making bagels, this turned out pretty good.
It's so good. This was an amazing idea.
Time to make an iced matcha latte. For that we need 1 teaspoon of matcha powder, a little bit of hot water, making sure it's no more than 80 degrees Celsius so that it doesn't turn out bitter, and then just a few ice cubes, some almond milk, and pouring in the matcha, and here we go. You could potentially also add some vanilla extract or also some cinnamon. I sometimes do that, it just gives it a little bit more sweetness. For a super quick lunch, I'm gonna have another bagel, and this time making it a sweet version with lots of crunchy peanut butter, and then adding some banana slices on top, and lastly sprinkling a little bit of silent cinnamon on top. And honestly, this was heaven. It was so nice.
For dinner, I'm gonna make a creamy salmon pasta for the first time using nutritional yeast, starting with cooking the salmon.
As usual, I'm using avocado oil to fry the salmon in a pan, adding a little bit of salt and also a squeeze of lemon juice on top. And meanwhile that is cooking, I'm chopping 2 cloves of garlic, then quickly flipping the salmon around and chopping 1 whole onion into really small pieces. Then the salmon is actually ready, so I'm putting it off the pan. I remove the skin and then divide the salmon into small pieces. It is time to cook the pasta, so I'm adding some salt into boiling water, and then I take red lentil pasta and add it into the water, letting it cook for about 8 minutes. I really like pasta to be al dente, so maybe I'll even take it out a little bit before. Then frying the onions as well as the garlic in a pan, adding 1 cup of milk. You could use any milk you like. 2 full tablespoons of nutritional yeast. As I said, it's the first time I'm using it. It's really popular, I believe, in the vegan kind of culinary scene, but it's supposed to be really good for lowering cholesterol and also to support the immune system. Then I'm squeezing in half a lemon, and for additional taste, I love to add 1 teaspoon of vegetable bouillon, also adding a little bit of salt and pepper and blending it well. And then the last thing is 1 handful of baby spinach. And I'm just gonna let it simmer for a moment and get the pasta out of the water and add it into the pan. That's when I actually realized I made a bit too much pasta. I made the whole package, so next time I would only make half the package for that amount of sauce or double the sauce. But it actually still turned out pretty nice, I got a really nice creamy consistency, and I'm gonna add some cherry tomatoes as well as the salmon on top. This smells so good, I can't wait to try it. And I'm gonna finish the video here. I really hope you enjoyed it and that I'm gonna see you in my next one. Bye bye.